Welcome back to the NoFIlter Podcast, everybody. It is a beautiful, oddly warm Saturday. I guess it's not odd because it's the end of August, but we've had some pretty cool weeks, actually, for it being August, and they talk about global warming. I call it complete bullshit. You know, I'm actually starting to think that it's not us heating up the planet with our vehicles and shit. I think it's actually the the fat people walking around. You guys are creating too much friction, goddammit. Put down the Twinkie, pick up a salad. I don't know what it is, dude. Fat people just, piss me off because it's like, now wait. Before I jump into that, okay, if you like what you hear on the podcast and you like coming back here sometimes to hear me talk about the most dumbest shit, whether it's a dry podcast or not, probably about as moist as your mother's pussy, don't be scared to like, subscribe, and share. That shit's free. That shit helps me out, shows I'm doing something right or wrong, okay? I will go more into that later, though. Back to what I say about fat people, all right? And now, unless you have, a mental disability or, genetics, there's another, or, trauma, take those people out. But, people who choose to be fat, people who had loving parents around, why do you still choose the Walmart scooter? God damn it, my fucking knees hurt. I think I should have every right to that than anybody else. And especially since, they're causing so much heat to this fucking planet. I think that's what that is. If we just take I feel like if we put all the fat people on one spot of the earth, from, I don't know, we would have to put them in, the center area of the United States, because if you do, you're going to weigh down the fucking continent. So how we would measure this would be based off of height and weight, right? Like the Army does it. And then for you're basically we're going to put you guys in the center. Isn't Utah in the center of United? Why am I drawing a blank? I haven't looked at the United States map in a hot minute. But I should just know this. I think Utah is or is it Wyoming that's in the middle? Let's look that up. It is Kansas. Is Kansas, Nebraska, Wyoming. You know, those are the dead center. But if you want exact center mass, you're gonna want to be on the border of Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, and Missouri. Excuse me. That seems like that'll be the best bet, which would really suck because it would be really hot in one of those four states, and it's next to my state. So you know what? Fuck it. Put them all in Canada. Let them they don't need coats. They're already fucking fat. Anyway. Fucking the DNC finally wrapped up here. Thank you to all the police officers and the National Guard that was down there protecting, I guess, innocent people, except for the politicians. I don't know how I feel about that. Obviously, that work that you guys do does not go unnoticed, so I appreciate it. You're hearing it from me, a nobody. Tell you how thankful I am. But the DNC wrapped up, and I've only watched one night of it, and by that I mean 3 minutes. I watched it for 3 fucking minutes, and I just cannot get behind whatever the fuck they're trying to do, man. The DNC, isn't that where they tell you their plans? Is a potential president? I don't know. And not to mention, Kamala Harris said she finally accepts to be in the race. It's well, you kind of have no choice. You've already been campaigning for the last month, and you're the only best bet that the Democrats have to winning an election. They're going to use your gender and your color, in which you lied about being black. Right there is already a red flag. But they're so that's their best bet. I think it's crazy to me that Barack Obama, a black man, said that he supports Kamala Harris, who lies about being black. Isn't she Indian or something? Why would you? I don't know. What's with politicians lying about their race to get extra votes? You do know 9 times out of 10, unless they're fucking retarded, they're gonna be all right, well, you kind of just lied. You're kind of mocking my culture in a way by saying you're black, and you're not. There's 3 politicians that have done that so far. Didn't Nancy Pelosi said she was African American, didn't she, at one point? But I just cannot get behind the policies that she has. I don't even know what the fuck she's campaigning on. She kind of steals Trump's ideas anyway and makes them her own, but she forgets that she's vice president right now and could still sit down with Joe Biden and push stuff through to help the American people. But like I said, people, the Democrats don't give a fuck. And I want to make this very clear. The Republicans don't give a fuck either. It's just a handful of people that do care on both sides. Just that you typically don't get that good portion of politics, because there's just so much dog shit in it that you basically are saying, well, this person sucks, let's pick the person who doesn't suck the most. I really just want to run for president at that point, and hope to God you guys do not pull up footage from this podcast. I'm voting for Trump, hands down, in 2024. I'm not ashamed of that, but I also want to make it very clear, don't let how I shit talk Democrats or Republicans change how you're going to vote. I doubt it's going to at all, but when you go to the polls in November... Did I sleep in my bed last night? I'm looking at my bed. Did I sleep here? Yeah, I did. Oh, sorry. When you go to my office is in my room. It's the grind, people. Sorry. When you go to the polls in November, okay, don't just go in there saying, I'm going to vote for my person because my football team's got to win every single time, and this, and that. Like, be aware of what you're voting for when you go to the fucking polls, dude. Like, what is with you people going in there and marking all R's and all D's? Like, when I voted 2 times in a row, because I'm only 22, right? No? Yeah, I just voted for Trump in 2020. When I voted for Trump in 2020, I did not vote all Republican. I voted, I think, 3 Democrats on that ballot. I can't remember who they were off the top of my head, but I did my research. I wrote down who I thought had the better policies, who was more trustworthy, and just based off like a quick 5-minute research, and I voted 3 Democrat and a few Republicans last election. So basically what I'm trying to tell you fucking retards, okay, is vote with caution. Know who you're voting for. Just don't vote all Democrat or Republican because you want your team to win. Because at this point, I don't know if you guys fucking have noticed, for the last 4 years, Joe Biden's political team has done nothing for the United States besides fund other countries, help people who don't belong here out, and I'll circle back to that part, okay? I'll remind myself this time. I'm bad at that, and nothing has changed. Things have gotten worse. Because, when Trump took office, everything was Trump's fault, this, and that. That's why jobs are closed. It was towards the end of Trump's term. But then once Biden took over, they're like, oh, it's not his fault, COVID this, COVID that, blah, 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 right? Favoring the fucking people. We need a president who's going to bring change, right? And that's why I feel like Kennedy was in the race as long as he was. Even though there was no one really, voting for him, the people who were... Even Kennedy had my interest, where it's like, damn, this guy's Democratic, but he's leaning more towards the middle than Donald Trump or Joe Biden would be, right? So, and when I say people who don't belong here, there's people who come here and cause crime and disruption in cities. Now, obviously, I have said on previous podcasts that I would make the citizenship portion easier, so people who want to be citizens, who want to work hard, be here, raise a family, be in the USA, cool, man. That's what I'm talking about. But the people, we're letting some badass fucking people in, and now the crime rate's getting higher in certain areas. And the Democrats only fucking, the Democrats only want these people here for, voting. That's it. Illegal voting. So, moving forward, I'm not going to stay on that for too long. Vote who you're going to vote for. Vote for fucking cautious, being cautious about who you vote for. I know I kind of have to brush up on who I'm going to vote for, completely when it comes to senators and shit. I have not been too high in the politic game because I've been busy as fuck and stressed. I got a lot of stuff coming up, starting a new job here, and I'm scared. Anyway, we just fucking are starting to wrap up the preseason for football. I don't know how Green Bay's been doing. I know Bears kicked ass, though. Fucking going forward on the pregame. Sorry, I'm looking up the stats right now for fucking the preseason. Jones kind of looking solid here. I'm very excited to see. We got cooked against the Broncos August 18th. We beat the Browns. It's not really a shocker there. But when do we face the Bears? Packers versus the Bears here. November 17th. God damn, dude. I'll be gone by then. I'll be moved in, hopefully, at that point. And we play the Bears again. Man, 2025. Man, there's just something about watching sports that really just make you think, huh? I remember just being a kid, and I always wanted to play football, and I just was not a big kid. Like, my dad's I'm pretty sure my mom must have cheated or something. Because, like, I got the strength like my dad, right? Like I can pick some random ass heavy shit up, for sure, you know? But then I go inside the gym and I just humble myself. I don't know what it is. Probably because it requires form and technique. But, no, I was never a big kid, so I never got to pursue football. And then, you know, my dad was never around for, like, practices. My dad was there every game. Like, I think every game he was there, but he was always just, like, I don't know, in his own world, I guess. My dad's not really a big fan of crowds. My dad I remember just, my dad's got some issues, like, something in his past in the military. So it's just kind of like, he eyeballs some certain ethnicities, like, like they got problems. But, my dad was at every game. It's just that, like, it was so hard to keep playing that sport because, like, I always had to, like, get rides off people because my dad worked all the time. And then I got stuck with safety and backup wide receiver. I got a few tackles as safety, but I was always scared to hit kids as a kid. And looking back at it now, it's more of like a flinching thing, right? It wasn't a scared of getting hurt. It was a scared of, like, just hitting. I don't know. Must be like a weird trauma thing I have with it. I want to talk to a therapist about that, but I never stayed up in weight, so I could never play. And then I finally got at least to a decent weight to where I could have been like a running back or something, and I was just too stupid for it. So I struggled in school all the time, and I kind of just wish I was smarter, I guess, and more attractive in high school. I was just that weird fucking kid, dude. I look back and I wish I never even did that part of my life. I wish I was now what I was back in high school. But which is nice, though, because it means I didn't peak. You know, I didn't peak. You know, I'm always getting better. I'm always doing better. And that's all that fucking matters. But, man, if I could go back and undo a lot of shit, I would. Like, to be honest, I remember, like, my dad being told by my teachers, like, hey, he's struggling in school. He needs a little bit of extra help, this and that. And my dad's like, all right, I'll take care of it. Fucking yelled at me, spanked my ass, and said, you need to start paying more attention in school. Because I guess we didn't believe in medications, in which I'm thankful at the same time, because I see how some of these kids turned out who are on meds. But I remember my dad beating my ass, like, one time, because I was just failing, like, almost every class. And it was just, I didn't enjoy school. And I wish grades weren't reliant on sports, because I guess at the end of the day, they would have passed me anyway if I was good at the sport, right? But speaking of school and stuff, I just talked a little bit to my teacher, my old high school teacher. Nothing crazy, just, hey, how's it going? Blah, 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 like simple gym talk. If you're in the gym often, you know what I'm talking about. And I want to go up and talk to him because I won't name drop here, but I only had 3 teachers throughout my 3 years at my final high school. Because I did my freshman year in the city, and then we got moved out of there because it just was not it for us. I saw them, and those 3 teachers are kind of like what pushed me to finish high school. I really wanted to drop out of high school. I'm not a sit down learn kind of guy. Like I'm meant to be doing something active. So, man, I just want to thank them. Like, I will name drop one teacher on here, Mr. Pfaff. Mr. Pfaff was my Algebra 2 teacher. And I remember this like it was yesterday. Crazy to think it's almost been 5 years. I remember I was putting hours in on lunch. I was putting hours in after school, before school. I was even taking days off work to go get extra help on math because I just could not understand it right away. And if you don't understand something, if anybody's in high school listening to this, go get help from your teachers. Don't go to your fucking counselors because they're absolutely fucking useless. The only thing they're going to counsel you on is being a fucking dumbass. But no, I remember Mr. Pfaff. I got a D+ on my math test, and I was just kind of destroyed over it because I was putting time in, and I was like, fuck, dude, this is stupid. But my homework was looking better. It was getting done. And I remember, like, everybody was leaving class, and he's like, hey, if you want, can you, like, stay behind for, like, 2 minutes? And so he sat down with me. I remember he squatted down, and he showed me his laptop. He's like, what is this? I was like, this is a D+ on a math test. He's like, right. He's like, that's fantastic. You know that, right? And he's like, look at all your homework. Your homework's doing good. He's like, don't beat yourself up because you got a D+. And then he pulled up my old test, which was 2.5 weeks later. So I had a D+ this time, and then 2 weeks previously, I had an F- on that bitch. Like, I did so bad, it wasn't just an F, it was an F-. And he's like, this is a big jump. He's like, you're putting the work in. I see it. Your counselors see it. He's like, don't let this D+ stop you from learning more. Keep doing your homework. Keep studying. And he's like, I think you're going to be fine. Because most of the time, like, looking back at it in high school, if you just put the work in, if you tried, they were probably going to graduate you anyway. And, you know, he's like, I'm proud of you. This is good shit. And so, you know, felt good. Went to my next class, and then I just kept putting that work in. And then 2 weeks later, we had another test. Got a C+. And then we were wrapping up the rest of the semester before I was getting ready to, I think COVID was getting ready to happen. So we were going to miss a semester of math. And I ended up getting like a B- on that final. And all it took was just one teacher to believe in me and fucking push me and tell me that they see that I'm improving, and just to kind of keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And because like every other teacher wasn't like that. Every other teacher saw I was struggling with homework, and they were just complete fucking cucks. Miss Jordal. I'm going to call that bitch out. Miss Jordal. I don't know her name. So she's some stupid ass Democrat science teacher, and she lives like an hour away. I think she lives in St. Charles. Fuck you. All right. I struggled in science, dude, and she just kept saying it was my fault. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I couldn't keep up with the homework she was giving out. She was giving out like 60 question packets for natural science. Bitch, what the fuck, right? So poor time management, right? That was my fault. But I was trying to stay up in English too, because I was in my sophomore, my junior year of high school. I don't know. I can't remember what I was at though. And I was trying to stay up in all my other classes, and I said, this is a crazy amount of homework. She's like, well, maybe you should study harder. That's all she told us. And it's like, dude, you have us in school from like 7:38 to 3:15, 3:10. And then by the time I get off work, I have to go to work, bitch. I just can't fucking quit my job. Like, it's teachers, at least now, it is so fucking difficult because the previous generations, such as like my dad's, and I guess like between 55 and 30-year-olds now. No, that's too young. 55 and 45-year-olds who have kids. They just are pieces of shit. They demand their kids to pay for fucking everything, and everything's high in price because it's their fault for voting for shitty politicians, right? So she would hand out these 60 question packets. I was the only one reading the books. I was the only one like spending time after work, middle of the night, trying to like keep up on these packets she was giving out. Turns out everybody was looking this shit up on Quizlet and on Google because I guess it was there, and I just never thought about that. I tried doing it the good student way. I fucking failed her class, had to retake it, and then I failed it again. They put me in a fucking easier science class, and Miss Wheeler, I said I wasn't going to name drop, but here I am name dropping their names. The teachers I'm talking good about, though, are the ones I'm pretty much name dropping, except for Miss Jordal. But yeah, just all it took, man, was just a few teachers to believe in me and I guess really push me to be who I am. And I'm thankful as fuck for them, to be honest. I'm not saying I'm where I'm at in my life now because of them, but part of it is because I was gonna drop out of high school. Mr. Pfaff, I think, was the first person I made a joke about that too, and he's like, well, if you drop out of high school now, he's like, you'll just be back here a year and a half later trying to get your fucking GED. So he's like, you might as well just finish it out now. In a year and a half, you'll be out on your own doing your own thing. The only time my grades dropped more than what they did, because before COVID hit and I got out of high school, because I would graduate in 2020. Oh, God, that was 4 years ago. I was averaging about a mid-C, low B. And then COVID kind of hit, and I was just a C student. But that's a lot better than what I was inside school. I mean, I was emailing my teachers from 6 a.m. to 1 a.m., so I was up a lot. Because I used to work at McDonald's. I think you guys heard about this before. I used to work at McDonald's. And at this point, my dad's kicked me out. So I was living with Kenzie at the time. And Kenzie worked. She was a CNA, so she worked pretty much all day from like 6 to 6 or whatever. And I would work in the morning 5 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at McDonald's, and then I would run off, go do my laundry, or like hit the gym, whatever I wasn't gymming that much. I lied. Or I'll be taking care of stuff because my dad kicked me out at 17, so this was a rough time to be alive. And I would head back to McDonald's and I would do homework and study for like 6 hours. So from like 5 to 11, I was doing homework. So yeah, and that's when my dad basically said, "Hey, dump your girlfriend, leave all your friends behind, quit your job, and just stay home and take care of your brother." Because they didn't want me working because of COVID. I think I've talked about that before too. And I remember I told my dad no, and we got in a big argument because I had an opportunity to work full time. They offered me management at McDonald's, and I told them no because that was just not worth my time. And then on top of that, making schedules and stuff. If I'm making a schedule, brother, I'm telling you right now, just know I'm going to brief everybody. You're all going to be on call sometimes on a fucking Sunday. There ain't no way in hell Susie's calling out 3 weekends in a row, and I'm getting stuck fucking working the grill, bitch. No, but I remember I just told my dad, no, I had an opportunity to work full time, and then he's like, well, your money's not paying the bill, like your basic dad bullshit, right? And he was kind of only being that way because of my stepmother, and her kids, and I guess her ex-husband has a back problem, and it's like, well, you're not married to your ex-husband anymore, so if he dies, I don't think you're even on the will, right? Like, so I just said, you know what, fuck that. I packed up what I could, took my computer, and I just left. And I remember just that final argument, dude, and to prove a point to my dad, because he tried taking away the car at first. He tried taking away my ways of transportation, and I just biked everywhere. I really didn't give a fuck. I just biked everywhere, and that's kind of like where it all started, I guess. And then he didn't like that, so 3 days later, I just got kicked out pretty much. I think I was freshly 17. I had like $2 in my bank account. I love telling people that story because it was just kind of like, at that moment, I kind of figured that it's like, all right, well, family does not mean shit, by the way. If you have family, kids, fathers, grandpa, what the fuck, if you're connected on some level, family does not mean shit to anybody. No one gives a fuck who you are or how you're related. At the end of the day, if you're kind of just like trying to grow and be your own person, then they're going to get in the way. That's kind of like what I mean. And if you're not surrounding yourself with people who don't have that same kind of goal, like if you want to suck dick for a living, bro, hey, man, go suck the wettest dick out there, like that's you. But if you're not, you're going to get judged by people who don't want the same thing as you do. Me, I just want to make money. I just want to make money. I want to start investing. I want to start being my own person. I want to learn from my dad's mistakes. I want to learn from my brother's mistakes. I was the youngest one in that household. And I want to set an example for my stepbrothers on what it's like to be a man, to make a sacrifice, to get out there and just really do what you want to do. Like I gotta keep this same energy because I want to try bodybuilding. Once my career's up here, with my other job, if I don't plan on staying in longer, I'm probably gonna end up trying to do bodybuilding. I already kind of figured out and I gotta keep that same mentality. Like I just gotta get up there and I just gotta do it. If failing is the best part of progress because it tells you where you need to work harder. And I think like that's the same mentality I'm gonna keep when I get up there and I go on stage. I train with Adrian sometimes, but man, dude, Adrian takes it out on me. That dude benches my warm up, and it is, it is fucking rough because me and Adrian were benching, and which is fine. Me and him were benching, and I'm a smaller dude. I've only benched 225 a handful of times in my life. I don't typically bench either. I'm more about dumbbells. I like to hold 100-pound dumbbells. It makes me feel like a king. My goal is 120-pound dumbbells in each hand, maybe by March of next year. So that's my goal. But me and Adrian were benching, and he pushes the most out of me. I know if I go for bodybuilding and I start taking steroids, I'm going to talk to Adrian to train me, most definitely. But I don't know if I want to lose my natty card. Because then you got all this mass and you can't say you did it the right way, But I think I've kind of hit that point in my lifting career where it's like, hey, I've been doing this now for 3 years. Somewhere in March was 3 years of me lifting. since I've started lifting full time and going in there consistently and working all day. Like, that to me is the biggest achievement I've ever thought, because I didn't think I was ever going to stick to it this long. So, and then I would have my friend, she is a professional, like, bodybuilder, not like bodybuilder, like bikini competition person. I don't know. I have to ask her again, but she's like an actual degreed personal trainer, and she's done bodybuilding competitions and stuff. So she'll probably have to train me on poses, and I just think that it'd be kind of a fun time. I would totally mention her name, but I would need her consent to do so. Let's see what I got in the notes here, because I know I took out some notes. Fucking I went to AutoZone, and if you guys don't know, I have American Racing wheels or whatever the fuck, and they come with caps, and these caps come with clips on the end, so you really have to pull these fuckers off. Like, you know, like if you look at your tire from like, if you're standing behind your car and you look at your tire and you can't see your rim or the hubcap, you know what I'm saying? You just see the rubber, like the round rubber. Someone stole one of my hubcaps or whatever. So I said, okay, whatever. I'm going to go to AutoZone and see if they can help me find this. I've been looking for months. I can't find this cap anywhere. I just got new lug nuts. Very happy about that. And so I go in there and I put this thing on the table. And he's just like dumbfounded that I fucking brought this thing in here. I was like, can you help me find this piece? It took him 30 seconds to reply. As he's scratching his fucking dry-ass scalp, making it snow on the goddamn desk. He's like, yeah, I think I can help you here. So I was like, all right, cool. So I hand him this. I tell him that this is the part number. It's American Racing, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I just need one cap. But if they come in two, we'll order two, whatever. He's like, okay. So he's looking for 10 fucking minutes. May I mind you... Sorry, guys. Hang on. Fucking sending me... If I don't answer the first time... Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Okay, hang on. Alright, guys. So this is important. If you're listening back to this podcast, and I won't name who you are, you're going to know exactly what I just opened up at this time. Sorry for your loss. Anyway, so yeah, I go there, and he's looking for 10 minutes. His manager's standing to the side of him, and this lady's on the right. They all look fucking retarded at AutoZone. You all look like you fucking got your GED out of the fucking dumpster and just scribbled your name on there, you stupid fucking cunts. So... the manager finally fucking says, oh, we don't carry those. How the fuck would you know? How would you know? I didn't even ask if you carried it, fuckface. I asked if you can order this for me. So, you know, I'm like, just blown away. And I was like, well, can you order this for me or not? And he goes, probably not. Yes or no, motherfucker? Give me an answer. And I was just so pissed. You know, I was like, give me the fucking cap back. I ripped the fucking cap out of his hand, and I said, you fucking retards are stupid. And as I'm, like, walking out the door, I'm just thinking, and this kid wasn't going to do anything. This kid was, like, 25 years old. And I know this guy, the only person who'd have a chance at like, surviving a fight in there with me would probably be the fucking hippo of a lady standing next to him. And that's because she'd eat my fat ass. And I understand. Like, if you didn't carry the part, you could have just told me that 15 minutes before this. So we're going, like, now I'm driving away, right? I'm not going to do that, like, speed off and, like, make the exhaust sound louder, like, that's just not me, anymore, really. Unless I'm, like, truly pissed, I want to get the fuck out of there, but, nah. I did that slow drive-by because I'm just like, fuck it, you could take one last look at this car because you're never going to see it in your parking lot again, motherfuckers. So... We're driving down the road, and I'm trying to think of, like, who the fuck carries this part. So, when I went to get my lug nuts put on, I talked to the guy who, did the lug nuts for my truck. I said, hey, can you find this part for me? He's like, actually, I have a guy who knows about this product. So he's like, I'll take pictures and stuff like that. I'll get back to you next week. I said, cool. So they're on the hunt for those for me. And that's all it took. Hey, I'll get back to you if we don't have it, or yes or no. I typically don't like getting angry like that, but people at AutoZone, what the fuck are you doing right now on the clock? You guys just stand there. It's like the easiest paycheck you're ever going to fucking make, because no one's going to AutoZone anymore for goddamn parts. It's just not in them, you know? I don't know why I'm asking that question. Sorry, guys. I had something like mid-podcast come up, and this is actually urgent. Actually, when I'm texting on my podcast, people are like, well, you get quiet for a few minutes. It's like, well, yeah, because I have something come up. You know, I just can't stop the world because I'm doing a podcast that makes... Now, if this podcast was making bank and stuff, I would most definitely have you guys just hear my voice for like the next fucking few minutes, but... yeah. Anyway, the fucking people at AutoZone, dog shit fucking workers. Never again. Like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the work ethic that they have. Donald Trump's Arizona crowd size compared to Kamala. Did I talk about this? That Robert F. Kennedy, he dropped out? I think I was talking about politics earlier. Looking at what's going on here in the news. I got some more topics, but I like to talk about the news a little bit. Iran fucking hasn't done anything, and that doesn't really shock me any. I think Iran's just playing fucking peekaboo with war, and I say that because Iran knows that if they attack Israel, America's going to hound them for the next 30 days. America's really bad at that because we lost 3 American soldiers, right? Way back in the early year. I want to say maybe April. People shit on them because they were reservists and National Guard, but I don't think that matters. If you wear the uniform, you wear the uniform. Yes, we shit on the brothers and sisters over at the Coast Guard, but what can we say? We really don't know what you guys do. But whatever. I love and support all of our branches. And the fact that was even like the point of the topic for, oh, but they were reservists, it was bound to happen. It's like, well, that's kind of fucked up. But either way, we ended up bombing that country for like 30 days straight. Just like airstrike after airstrike, drone strike, stuff like that. And that just, I kind of just get blown away by that we're allowed to just do that, you know? Because no one says shit. We just kind of do what we want. I'm checking my stuff right now. What's going on here? Why are we doing... What's going on? Sorry, guys. But, yeah, I think Iran's playing that little fuck game. And they're going to find out pretty quickly that it's not going to work. Right here it just says North Korea warns of serious consequences. Kamala Harris commends tyrant Kim Jong-un. Dude, it's clear that they're just not like... You know it's scary when the little fat man across the world saying, bring back Donald Trump. You know, the fucking little Asian boy, Kim Jong-un. I think he's just misunderstood. Is he getting his dick sucked? Like, what's going on? Someone give this motherfucker some head, bro. Maybe that's why he's so hostile. I don't even think Kim Jong-un is married. And if he is, it's not by, like, real low. Coffee at 3:30 in the afternoon? Hell yeah, brother. I gotta brush my teeth. I forgot to brush my teeth the other day, and I had to go to work. And I've never been more disgusted in myself ever. I like to brush my teeth in the morning. At nighttime, I really don't give a fuck. I don't care how gross people think that is. Like, if my breath truly smells bad, then it does. But, like, oops, that's not good. But, fuck. I'm drawing a blank. That distracted me. I'm brushing my teeth. I like to brush my teeth. Like, I like to brush my teeth. I like to floss. But I forget sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. And at nighttime, especially at nighttime, I forget. I say that because I typically fall asleep or I get lazy, and that's like a bad reason to get lazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's a terrible reason. But then again, like in the middle of the night, like I wake up, my mouth is dry as fuck. And I'm thinking to myself, like, why do I do it? Like, I don't know if I've changed toothpaste at least a few times in my brushing teeth career, I guess you could say. And I don't know, my mouth just gets dry, so I don't like brushing my teeth at night. I like taking mouthwash at night, yes, but not brushing my teeth. I'll floss and stuff too. But the morning is the prime time to brush your teeth. If you're not starting your day off with the brushing your tooths, then you're not fucking, you're not doing it right. I think also it comes down to like the way your tongue builds that kind of like weird fucking plaque on it, Fucking okay, well that's a different story than what you're telling me. All right. Yeah, my friend texts me. She's telling me this important thing that's going on, and I'm like, oh, I'm in a podcast, and then she's like, oh, okay, well this happened. I'm like, oh God, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I did not mean for that. Oh my God. But yeah, other than that, I'm probably gonna go bowling this afternoon or this evening. Oh, Bath and Body Works. I've been trying to go to Bath and Body Works. I fucking I like going to smell candles. That's what I like to do. I like to have a fresh, clean house. I like to have fresh fucking candles lit. I just bought this pumpkin waffle candle, and I had Opal over, and Opal does not like that candle. I don't know what it is. I lit it in the kitchen. I let her smell it, and she just did not like it. She just kind of did like that, like kind of like a groan kind of, and walked away. And I was like, damn. But she doesn't do that when I light the lavender one or the laundry one. They have a laundry scented candle. If you don't have one of those, I recommend it. I'm not a big candle guy. Like I'm not gay. I just like the way they smell. I like a fresh smelling house. Just like cologne. I like to smell and look good. That's just kind of like my thing. It's kind of like what I'm known for, I guess. Like, I'm not saying like I'm hot. Like girls want to fuck me daily, but I think I look pretty average. As I itch my mustache on the mic. I like to think I'm a pretty average looking dude. Nothing crazy. And I'm scared about going bald because of that too. Because, like, I'm not like a 10, right? I want to rate myself at least a 6.5. On a good day. And so I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, if I go fucking bald, I got nothing to give. You can only be funny for so long. And then it gets annoying. It's like, all right, you're funny, but where's your hair? Like, fuck me, dude. I'm cooked. I think, like, I don't have a receding hairline or anything, and I guess I'm not balding. I asked the barber today, I'm like, am I balding? And she's like, no, you're fine. You're chilling. Like, you got plenty of hair. And I'm like, well, what if you're lying to me? Now, that's the big question, So, she's like, no, you're not lying. She holds up a mirror. She showed me. She's like, this is where your colic sits. This and that. And I'm like, okay. So, it's not terrible, but I'm just scared of going bald. Like, that's always been a fear of mine because, like I said, you can only be funny for so long. That's why I started hitting the gym. Because I want to look good, feel good, be strong, am strong, and then fucking, maybe impress a girl or two. Like, when I'm dating somebody, I want to let you know I work out at my top tier best. I get better pumps and lift heavier when I'm heartbroken. But I work out the best and hard as I can so I can look good for my significant other. And so I can look good for all these other bitches and make the other bitches jealous of my girl for being with me. You want. I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something along the lines of, like, you want your man to be as hardworking as I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought there about me I tried making a joke. It just didn't work out. One of my friends comes up to me the other day. He's like, hey. He's like, I think so-and-so is single. I was like, I think so too. And they're like, what makes you say that? I was like, well, I think she was in Walmart with another dude. Like, that's not the problem. But the problem was they were kind of like all over each other. And so we're talking about, I was giggling and stuff. And I really don't care. Like, we dated 5-some years ago. But I hate when people are like, oh, damn, another dude already? It's like, dude, just like, No one said that though when she broke up with me, right? Everybody's just like, no, like kind of fucking speechless. And yeah, no beef with her, but yeah, I don't know. I wonder what her mom's up to. I haven't heard from her mom. I think her mom probably died or something. Has to be something like that. I also saw her brother. Oh, I saw my stepbrother in Walmart the other day. That was kind of weird. I also saw because we live in a smaller town, like population like 500. I don't know, something like that. But saw my dad at Walmart. That was weird. He was with my stepmom. I think it's weird that me and him could be like 5 feet apart and know that we exist and that we're there, but he doesn't like acknowledge it. I think that shit's kind of funny to me. I love being white. I say that because fucking, I don't know, man. I kind of get jealous of my friend's family. My friends are Hispanic, and I'm like, damn, you guys live all together. You guys love each other. You guys all put money in towards the house. The house was paid off in like 5 years, and now here I am like, damn, you guys are thriving on this motherfucker, huh? Being white is such a disadvantage, dude. People talk about white privilege, my ass. Unless your family's truly happy, in which most cases we're not, we kind of fall behind in that factor. Let's see, this is very sad news that I'm getting, and I'm over here doing a podcast. Fucking Braden works mid-shift now. Braden, you listen to this podcast. We're inching up here on me getting ready to move. Not looking forward to it. But this is kind of something I have to do for work. So I got to start moving my shit out here in the next 2 weeks. I'm telling you guys this now. I'm not really wrapping up the podcast, but I'm just kind of getting it out there. I don't even know where to fucking begin. Like, I really don't have a lot of shit. I feel like this is all something I could do in one day. Like, get one big ass box, garbage bag. I think I'm chilling. Like, I say that because I don't know how podcasting is gonna go. That's why podcast is getting very short here now. Like almost every once a week, you guys are getting a podcast. I wish it was more. I really do. I just feel like it's hard for me to record a podcast. Not when I have nothing to talk about. I could ramble for hours. I could talk about money or clothing, carpet, whatever the fuck you want me to talk about. But it's also kind of hard to fit in my schedule where I'm at right now, because I'm kind of putting in a lot of hours at work as I'm getting ready to put a notice of leave there for my other job. So I'll be back to it in a year or so, but not even that. Next time this year, I'll be back on full schedule for podcasting. But yeah, I just I don't know. It's kind of complicated to explain because I can't really put too much information out on it, but I'm getting ready to pack up here and head out, and I didn't do everything I want to do before I moved, but that's pretty much it. That's all I can really do. I'm looking at my closet right now, and I realize I've never closed these doors, not like once, and if I have, it was to keep like the cat out of it or something. I'm kind of nervous for my new job, my temporary new job, and I think it's funny. A year ago, I was just talking about how I didn't know where my podcast was going to go. But this time I'll be able to actually do stuff and like even record a fucking gay vlog or something and just let you guys know I'm still alive. Because I got tremendous support when I was even in my other job. And I wasn't even uploading. So that stuff always kind of makes me happy. I am going to start trimming the fat here on my channel. Going back and like getting rid of the other like videos I really don't like, save them to a file, and then maybe one day like write down the jokes that were in it and try to recreate it. I try not to recreate any podcast. I love the silence on podcasting. I love the fuck ups. I love the offensive shit. I love how dry it gets sometimes. Like, me making content like this is fun because it's the reality of podcasts. People are so fucking cultured at this point in life to everything being funny or entertaining or loud. dangerous, stuff like that. But it's like this podcast, I hope you guys take what I'm making of it, which is it's the reality of a conversation. It's the reality of what it's like, of just having nothing to talk about some days, or something's always fucking offensive or rude. It's that journey I love to bring with you guys. And I think a lot of people, like my friends, like, man, your podcast is, well, my friends, like, that episode was kind of boring, right? Just give me shit. And it was a boring podcast. But I asked, you listened to the whole thing, though, didn't you? He's like, I did. And I'm like, why is that? He's like, well, because I was waiting for something else to happen. I was like, exactly. And I even, like, tell people when they ask, like, why is my podcasting the way it is? Like, my podcasting, from what I remember, got taken down on Spotify. That did not last long at all. But that's why I'm growing on YouTube first, and then we'll kind of fucking make our way back onto other platforms. Because I remember I started on Podbean, but I was like, yeah, you stayed the whole episode. I appreciate that. Thank you for the like and stuff. And thank you for telling me your feedback, because I do try to either amp it up or low it down a little bit. But I like the reality of it. Stuff like that. So, yeah, that's kind of how my podcasting goes. That's why I really don't know where my podcasting is going to go within the next month. I don't know what's going to happen to that. If anybody has made it this far into the podcast, 46 minutes in, how do you guys want me to continue doing this podcast? Would you guys prefer like a vlog, or more reels? I don't know. What do you guys want to see come from this channel as I kind of make this adjustment, and it's either you guys get no content for a year, or I can just guide us towards like a kind of like a vlog thing, I guess. Because I still like doing what I do, right? Like, I don't do things, I'm not doing this for money at all. This podcast is strictly just for fun. It's a hobby. I'm trying to learn how to be funnier, entertain better. Especially when I got no one to talk to. I jump on here, I just start shooting the shit, and next thing you know, an hour's gone by, 45 minutes have gone by, and I'm chilling, and I do it just because like I said, I've received a lot of comments in the past, and I've had people reach out to me through Snapchat or via Facebook, and they're like, hey, like, your podcast truly just helps me take me out of the real world sometimes. So, like, I only do it really just to make people happy, and it makes me happy. So that's kind of like why I still do it. So let me know how you guys want to see this podcast go. I might just strictly transfer to just gym videos. Would you guys prefer that? Like, I could record my gym sessions or my pumps. I'm trying to brainstorm here, and with your guys' feedback, it will most definitely help me in the long run. I think at that point we might be aiming towards vlogs for a little bit. And if people like the vlogs, we'll keep doing that, I guess. But I really don't want to do it. And yeah, we'll see where we are in like 6 months. We'll recap on that motherfucker. How we feeling about that, man? It's always kind of just like a hard topic, because I don't know where I'm going to be in the next year. I don't know if I'm going to want to keep doing this, or if I want to keep doing this. Like I said, it's just a hobby. I did it because when I was with Claudia, I always talked about entertaining people, and Claudia was always like, then go entertain. Do what you want to do. And it kind of she just kind of pushed me to do it, because she knew how much I like to make people laugh. I was pretty good at doing that in person. Like, if me and you talk long enough, man, I promise I'm gonna say some raunchy ass fucking shit. Sorry, guys. Yeah, my friend's just going through something right now, and I should be totally comforting her in this, but you guys need a podcast just as bad as she needs to be comforted. I'm kidding. Yes, just let me know what you guys want coming from this podcast. I appreciate the feedback that I do get. I know views are kind of down right now, but I don't look at low views as a discouraging thing. I just look at it as, okay, let's listen back to that podcast. Let's see what was wrong with it. Let's see why we're not getting thrown in the YouTube algorithm. I think I have like 1 or 2 podcasts that had over 100 views. I could be wrong. Let me see if I can pull it up right now. I know that because I got a comment on that video I had to remove. because I'm not trying to get flagged again. I don't know what that means. What does this mean? Oh, okay, alright, let's see if I can just find it. Yeah, this one's at 70, which is wild. I never thought I would ever hit 70 views on a podcast. One's at 94. One's at 96. And these some people, this is like chump numbers, dude. These are chump ass numbers. But to me, this is like a lot. You know what I'm saying? If I like go to like my fucking actual thing, it's kind of just crazy to me that this is where I'm kind of at. My podcast is very much more of like I'm getting to the point in like where it's like I just like to talk. I really don't like to shit on people all the time, you know. It's not really I just don't have it in me. Ever since I've started going through my issues at home, it's been kind of hard to be a douchebag. So I do apologize for that. After I got home from my training, man, it's been rough on me, and a lot of people don't understand that. But as long as I just keep pushing forward, I should be okay. With that being said, thank you guys for listening in on my podcast. I gotta take the world's fattest shit. It's probably because I'm on my third cup of coffee for today, so. Which I've really cut down on my coffee drinking, and my cigar smoking. I was smoking quite a bit of cigars, and I was like, all right, I gotta kind of dial this back a little bit. Cigars are meant to be relaxing, like a nice Saturday or Friday night thing, but I was doing it like once or 3 times a week, and I was just like alcohol. I had to dial that shit back. I was abusing alcohol, so feeling a lot better now. I'm not shitting my brains out. I shit my brains out when I fucking drink that much alcohol. I drank 13 beers like 1 or 2 weekends ago. I threw up a little bit, drank another beer, ate a sandwich, and went to sleep. Woke up feeling, got a slight headache, but I was just mostly thirsty, and followed by the gym. So I use alcohol in a very bad way. I'm not as much anymore. Like when I started going through my personal issues at home, I was just kind of down in the bottle a little bit. I'm more of a beer guy, so I say that. I mean more of like downing cans, I guess, if you want to say that. But I was using alcohol to feel better, and it was most definitely. You want to know what my turnaround was though on that? My turnaround wasn't like, oh, I'm getting fat, or like people are worried about me. No, I got tired of shitting my brains out. Every time I was getting hammered, dude. Every fucking time. Like, I shit you not. Like, I would wake up and it would just be like uncorking a bottle and just in the fucking, like, every time. And so it's like something to do with like your intestines and how it doesn't properly dissolve shit, so it makes you have diarrhea. Yeah, I'm over that. Like, I could still drink and I could get drunk, but if I drink anything over like 9 beers or like a few shots, dude, I'm cooked. I'm shitting my brains out. So that was my turnaround. I was like, dude, my butthole burnt. But like I said, thank you guys for listening to my podcast. I will keep you guys updated with as I keep going forward with what I'm doing. And other than that, enjoy is it going to rain? Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to rain. Enjoy the rest of your guys' Saturday, and I will talk to you guys later.